Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Card can be used to buy all things Apple: products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com for details and to send Apple Gift Cards to your friends and family this holiday season.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk about overall my 10-year journey with YouTube. First 5 years, just, really joking around, slacking around, not taking YouTube serious. And then the next 5 years, taking it as serious as I possibly can. Like, I don't know why BET is sending me a notification on Facebook to let me know that they're live. I could care less. You know what? Because of some stuff like that, now I gotta put my phone behind me. If you guys ever watch my videos and you see me throw my phone behind me, it's because I don't want it to distract me, and I'm like already thinking of like the stuff that can possibly go down, like if it does, and I'm just going to just lose all train of thought. Or it has distracted me, and I have lost all train of thought because of some BET notification. I don't understand why. They've never sent me a notification before letting me know that they've gone live. Why are you sending me one now? Don't understand it. But anyways, I wanted to overall talk about my 10-year journey on YouTube and why it's kind of hard for me to listen to people. Like, at the same time, it's not, because if I know if the person has good intentions and I know if they're not insulting me and they're not like out here I feel like the word hating, I don't know, I feel like it's something more than that. Like, if they're out here, I guess, trying to force me to being a person that I don't want to be because they overall hate the person I am today, it's people like that I won't listen to. But if it's somebody where they're like they are like trying to help me out. They are trying to, they're there for me. They're friends of mine. It's like, there's somebody I can consider family. That's really the only people that I would really listen to if it's people that have the same passion and motivation as me. But if it's somebody that doesn't, I'm not going to listen to them. That's one thing that I've always seen on the YouTube, especially with me, is people that aren't YouTubers try telling you who to be and who not to be. I'm like, you're not my manager, you're not my friend, you're not my family. I don't even know if you're a fan. I really don't know who you are at the end of the day, but why would I listen to you? And this is something that I've said previously before on videos and podcast episodes, but why would I listen to you versus somebody that does have experience in YouTube? That's my, and I guess to place it in an example, let's say if you're a boxer, who are you going to listen to? Somebody that's undefeated and somebody that's guaranteed they can give you a boxing career, or some random person in the crowd? This random person in the crowd, I'm saying they, and I'm not going to necessarily say that they don't know anything, but I feel like a more trusting and reliable source will get you to where you need to get to in life. So that's why I'm like, in any previous videos where you heard me saying that I won't listen to a person, if it's them, and then if it's PewDiePie, I'm gonna listen to PewDiePie. I could care less what that person has to say. So I'm like, and that's the thing where it's like, if you're trying to push off, if you're being mad aggressive with it, that's really not going to have a person listen to you. The way that, then that's one thing that I've told people, I'm like, the way that you act online, see if you can act like that in a work field or, in a career or something like that, because I'm like, the way that some people have acted towards me, I would love for that to happen. I would love for somebody to treat me the way that these people have treated me online, because I'm like, oh, that would be a very, very funny encounter, man. I would love to deal with some people in real life than the ones that I deal with on the internet, because I'm like, that would be a funny encounter, man. But anyways, the thing is that the reason why it's kind of hard for me to listen to people is because I've been on here for 10 years. I've seen a lot throughout YouTube. I've seen a lot of how people change on YouTube, how the YouTube platform has changed, what is popular, what's not popular. I've seen a lot throughout the 10 years. Like, throughout the 10 years I've been on YouTube, it wasn't like I had my eyes closed the whole time. I have seen so much go down on YouTube, from the people behind YouTube, from the content creators on YouTube to the fans on YouTube. I have seen how each and every one of them has changed and how the platform has changed. So that's why I'm like, whatever. And then I feel like the one thing that hasn't changed is the overall, the passion and motivation that person has to become a YouTuber. That's something I'm like, I tell people always contact me all the time and they ask me, because I'm like, I guess like I'm the YouTube technician when it comes to, understanding YouTube and knowing and stuff. So people, they'll ask me, they'll be all like, oh, what do I need to do? What do I need to get? Like, and I try my best to help them out, because I have experience in YouTube. I have experience in what I am doing on the platform. I know what gear you need to get. I know what programs you need to use. I know what computer you need to get. I have studied everything in and out of YouTube. There's stuff that I'm still learning till this day. But in reality, I feel like that I can open up a school on how to become a YouTuber. Seriously, I'm like, and that's one thing that I've talked about, is when you see a teacher that has a passion in the field that you're following versus somebody that doesn't have a passion in the field that you're following. And that's kind of like related to like talking on like school. Like, notice how teachers are in a class that they don't really care for versus a class that a teacher does care for. A class that a teacher does care for, they're going to make it as fun as possible. They're all like, oh, I'm going to have fun. This is going to be the best time of my life. Like, I remember there was this one science teacher, that dude, versus any other science teacher I've had, he was like the one science, even though I sucked at science, that would probably be my only downfall with science, is that I sucked at it. So I'm like, it's like if you're good at editing things, then go. But if you're not, like, I don't know, I just didn't really care for science, because I'm like, yo, why am I learning this? Like, it's no disrespect, but I'm just like, I feel like if you had this same energy in like maybe a computer like class, rather than a class where it's like we talking about planets, what type of rocks is this rock, some other stuff. Like, it was I tried to remember everything I possibly could, but the only reason why I remember stuff is because of him. Is because of that one teacher. His name was for those that went to school with me, I'm pretty sure everybody remembers the one science dude, Mr. Lee. And he truly cared, because he would do. I remember there was I didn't get a chance to go on that field trip. I really wish I would have, but I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. I was like, that was like such a weird thing. I'm like, why I didn't go on that field trip? Because I was like, I hadn't been on a field trip in years. Like, last time I think I went on a field trip when I was like 10 years old or something. So I'm like, I should have went on that field trip. But anyways, he went on a field trip to Mount St. Helens, and it was like a whole like tour thing on like talking about how the mountain erupted and stuff. And to me, I was very fascinated. That's why I'm like, it just didn't make any sense why I didn't go. Because as when I was younger, I was very fascinated with like mountains and volcanoes and stuff erupting and all of that. So I was very fascinated about that stuff. I guess as I got older, I just kind of like lost the passion for it and things. But anyways, if it probably had been like 10-year-old me or younger, hands down, I would have went on that field trip. I wouldn't have even cared if that mountain or any other mountain in that area would have erupted. I'm like, bro, I am at a volcano. I am at a mountain. I'm like, bro, this is fascinating. So maybe if I was younger, then I'd probably have been a little bit more fascinated into that stuff. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I think I was saying earlier episode where it was talking about like school and things. I'm like, that type of stuff that I was learning in high school, that type of stuff should have been taught to me, because I feel like a kid would be more interested into it rather than a high school kid, So anyways, but that dude, I'm telling you, every time when you go to his class, he was like one teacher that I wouldn't skip, because I'm like, despite me not knowing anything about science, I feel like that he's a teacher that can honestly teach me some things versus teachers I had previously before him, or teachers I had in middle school or something, that was teaching science. Because there's like, I have to say, he was probably the best like science teacher I've ever had. Like, he actually cared. He was constantly talking about, and then on top of that, he would he would talk to us as if like we were just like one of his friends from like his school or something. So it'd be like, besides him like teaching us and being a teacher and things, this dude, he'll be having like full-on conversations. I remember we were in there having conversations about iPhones one time. And I was like, man, I was like, yeah, it's a teacher like him where it's all like, he's a dope teacher. He's a teacher that like actually takes his job seriously and stuff. Versus like, then there's like other teachers I had that was like, I can't really, go based on, it's like history teachers that I had. And they wasn't like, they didn't really show interest in that. I had the one history teacher, I can't even think of his name, but he was a football coach. So that dude, he was like angry 24/7. That dude, for the friends I had that went to Thomas Jefferson High School, who remembers the football coach? I can't even think, but he was a history teacher. I'm pretty sure people know who I'm talking about, especially if you were on the football team and stuff. But that, oh my God, that dude, he has serious anger issues. I remember he yelled at me in class one time. I'm like, all right, bro, like, I think, what was the reason? Because I think it was like a miscommunication or something like that. And he got mad and yelled at me in the class. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, just relax a little bit, because I think you're just getting a little bit. I understand you're a football coach and you're supposed to be intimidating and scared, but I'm like, I've had way worse teachers than you, bro. I'm like, you yelling makes me laugh. So I'm like, I didn't want to laugh in his face, because then he probably had thought I was crazy, or he probably would have just given me a hard time throughout the whole school year. So I'm like, yeah, I think it's best if I just, like, all right, bro, then just walk up out of there. But anyways, no, that dude, he showed like no interest in history. He had us, there was at times where he would have like this, like there was like a college student or something that would, and I think he was like there for, I don't know what he was doing there, but he had like a reason to be there. But he was teaching us. Like the actual teacher wasn't even teaching us. That dude was like on his computer listening to baseball games and stuff. And I'm like, and I remember there was one time he stormed out of the classroom because I don't know if he was listening to the Mariners or who, but he stormed out of the classroom because somebody had striked out. And I'm like, bro, like that's not the time and place to be listening to a baseball game. I mean, yeah, it's like, I guess if it's the season, then you want to listen to any things. But I'm like, bro, like, I think it's best like you teach us a little bit before you get into that. That's why I'm all like, yeah, I don't know. I think if I was in his shoes, I know people have been like, oh, what would you do if you were a massive baseball fan? I probably would have had a TV in the classroom and had it like on mute or something, rather than like having somebody else like teaching and stuff. Like overall, I would have taught the class, but I'm gonna make sure I teach a class. So like, yeah, if I'd probably be in a class like where it had to do with sports or something, like if I'm interested in sports, I'm like, okay, then that's what I'm gonna have, that's what type of teacher I'm going to be. So but anyways, yeah, that guy, he kind of reminded me of that one 49ers coach. The one, he was like, because they ended up letting him go, and then he ended up teaching for a college team, or coaching for a college team. But yeah, he kind of reminded me of him, but he was just like a bold version of him. I remember the teacher the history teacher, he came to school in a neck brace one time. I think there was like word around the school was that he was yelling so much he like strained his neck or throat, something, I don't know. But I remember I was in lunch and seen him with a neck brace, and I'm like, doing all that yelling, man, you gotta relax. But anyways, but yeah, overall, I'm pretty sure everybody understands the whole, like, listen to people that takes it serious versus, then, like, also, like, yeah, then versus somebody that doesn't take it serious, like, who you overall going to listen to. Like, and that's what I'm like, yeah, and I know people will come out with, like, every single argument on why, like, oh, what I'm saying is not true or something like that. My thing is that who do you think would get an acting job in some like big like major movie, listening to Stephen King or listening to a guy that looks like Stephen King, but like you guys overall know what I'm saying. I'm like, that's who you gonna listen to, Stephen King or the guy that looks like Stephen King? And this guy, he ain't got no movie credits, he ain't got no movie roles. They hadn't even contacted him to even star in a Stephen King biopic. They're contacting another person. They're contacting Stephen King's son that has movie experiences, that has a father that's in the movie business. What else? And he looks like his dad. So who do you think they're gonna contact overall. Like I'm like, yeah, that's and then no, and then that's the one thing that I'm like, where it's like it's that type of stuff. No, it's true because there was the Straight Outta Compton movie, and and it was a toss up between Eazy-E's son and then the guy that they ended up eventually having play the role. But I believe that's what it was that Eazy-E's son didn't have like acting experience. He overall could have played his dad and stuff, but I think that there's more to it. And then there's more things that the guy that did overall play as Eazy-E that he knew more than Eazy-E's own son. So I'm like, and even I thought like, yeah, that's kind of messed up. Like, why wouldn't they allow him to allow his son to play as him? Because my thing is like, yeah, if they were doing a biopic about my father, I'd be like, oh, I would go to acting classes, schools, whatever I need to go to do this movie. Because I'm like, no, I'm like, if anybody's going to play as my father, it's going to be me. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to allow like, and it ain't no disrespect towards him. If he wants to do his own version, he could very well do that. But I'm like, in this movie, if I gotta go through so much, and then that's probably what it was. It's like you gotta go through all of that, do all of that, versus somebody that's been through all of that and things. Like, yeah, they and then that guy, he later on ended up starring in a bunch of other movies. The guy that played this Eazy-E, because he has more acting experience versus Eazy-E's son, he has rapping experience. So I guess if the guy needed some like facts or some lessons on rapping, he could very well contact Eazy-E's son or contact a rapper. But once again, who is he going to go to? Is he going to go to me that has literally no rapping experience? I listen to rap. I enjoy the art. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I have rapping experience. So I'm like, yeah, you guys, y'all can listen. If I do say anything criticizing about hip hop or about rappers or about anything music related, like I produce beats, so I'm overall the beat maker. So it's like, if you contact me on that, now like, yeah, I could give you some advice on that. But the rapping part, that I cannot give you advice on. The only thing that I can say is that make sure it's presentable. That's literally the only advice that I can give you. Like, make sure that it's presentable. And, and the thing is, it's like, people are not going to like it. People are going to like it. Overall, like, and I guess, like, if I can relate my passion with something to their passion with something, that'll probably be the only thing. It's just like, have some passion behind it. Like, I had to give you like the basic advice, but I can't be like, oh, well, make sure on this line you guys say and do this and things. I have no rapping experience, so what would I be giving him rapping experience for? That's why I was like something I just never understood when it came to like me and YouTube. People are trying to tell me how to do videos. These guys ain't got no videos. They ain't got like no subscribers, no views, no nothing. And then there's people that have more subscribers than me that do have well, I wouldn't necessarily say more video. I got over 5,000 videos on YouTube, so I'm like, I don't know about more videos and things, but overall it's somebody with a little bit more experience. And that's the thing. I'm like, I have the choice. My thing is that I do have the choice to listen to this person or not. But my thing is that I want to listen to somebody that has the same passion, that is up day and night recording and making videos. I have talked and I have heard and listened and seen, and I've seen so many different YouTubers. Like I said, like the past 10 years I have been on YouTube. I have not been asleep. I have not been like not paying attention to the people that I watch. And I can tell the difference between somebody that has passion for it and somebody that doesn't have the passion for it. For an example, KSI. Now, his is kind of, I choose him because he's kind of a difficult, I'm not going to overall say he's a difficult person, but his situation, it's kind of difficult to talk about, but he is somebody that I've been paying attention to over the years. Now, early on in his career on YouTube, passionate. Very, very passionate. Still to this day, that passion is still there, but it's not the same from like how it was back then. Because this man, he's doing music now. He's boxing. He has changed as a person. And that's one thing that I've seen with people throughout the years on YouTube is that they have changed as a person. They are not the same. Even I have changed as a person on YouTube. I would say that it's, I can't necessarily say it's the opposite because I had to say my passion for YouTube back then, it wasn't as serious as it is now. But now I'm like, oh man, you guys, Two different people, two completely different people. Because my back then, like 10 years ago, when I very first got onto the whole YouTube platform, shy, quiet. My whole thing was that I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to talk on the camera. I didn't want nothing to do with me being in front of the camera. I always wanted to be behind the scenes, always. So like that's why it's like a lot of videos I uploaded back then versus me uploading videos now, where I'm like, look, I can be behind the camera, in front of the camera. I can do any sorts of videos out there because I put my mind to it, because I have a passion for it, you know. And then it's like, and then that's another thing where it's like you can build up the passion for something, and as the time goes on, there's going to be people that see that, and then they're going to be interested, and then there's going to be people that's much more bigger than you. Because like, no, for an example, the whole me reacting to people in the Rainbow Six Siege community, and how much support I've been getting from them, from even from the YouTubers themselves. I feel like that's the one thing that should matter, is the support that you get. If you're not, like, my thing is, and that's why I'm like, no, I'm not necessarily saying it's like if you aren't getting any support, then you should stop. No, I'm overall saying if there are people that are supporting you, that should matter. That's the only thing. And if there's not anybody that's supporting you, support yourself. Support yourself. Don't quit your dreams. Don't quit your passion. Don't quit your goals. Don't do any of that because you're not getting any support. I'm telling you, I had to say, like, prior before actually it was like, well, prior before I had met Priscilla from Four Souls, I literally had no supporters. I had no supporters. There wasn't no friends supporting me. There wasn't people on the YouTube platform supporting me. I was in this by myself. I truly was. That's how I felt. And maybe there was people that supported me. My thing was, is like, I didn't know, because nobody never came out and told me that they supported me. So overall, I had the mindset of where I am in this alone. I have nobody, and I have to continue doing this by myself. But my thing was, is like, and I had to say that I felt like at that same time, I did evolve as a person, because meeting, yeah, like I was like beating up, like after the fact of meeting Priscilla from Four Souls, I felt like that I became a bigger and stronger, mainly talking on my mind, but I felt like I became a stronger person, like mindset wise, you know, like, cause after I met her, that's like that passion, you know, it came back. Like I felt like 2015, 2016, the passion was there because I was like, yo, I was killing videos left and right. And then, but then 2016, like, I started working at this job, so I didn't really have enough time. And then on top of that, I'm getting like all this crazy amount of hate on YouTube. So yeah, the passion was like slowly deteriorating. And then I felt like that if it wasn't for meeting her, I most likely wouldn't even have been on YouTube today. So that's why I'm like, everything happens for a reason. That's one thing for sure. Everything does happen for a reason. But yeah, I'm like, man, I'm telling you, like, I don't know where I would have been at if it wasn't for her. So yeah, it's like, thankfully for her, like, that passion came back. And then, you know, fast forward, this pandemic happens, and I have more time to do YouTube, or to make YouTube videos and stuff. And yeah, overall, it was, then I felt like that it's like, you know, that same passion I had in 2015, 2016, it came back, but it was better. It was so much more better, like, because I have more things to do and stuff. And then that was another thing I did the other day. I was like, I finally uploaded videos, or a video on the last channel that I haven't even uploaded videos on yet. And it was the storytelling channel that I was talking about. And yeah, I was like, I did that. And so now the goal is to just get 100 videos before the year is over. And that's what I'm going to work on after I'm done. I'm like trying to record a bunch of videos, get them all uploaded and all that stuff out the way. But yeah, I was like, overall, get 100 videos uploaded onto each and every one of my channels. Well, except like TMossBoss and TMossBoss Gaming, because there's already thousands of videos on that channel and stuff. But yeah, it's like, you know, get some goals done, get some things done, because that passion it's there, it's back, and it ain't going nowhere unless I got to step away from YouTube or something for a little bit, or I just don't have time for it. And I have to say that'd be the only reason. But I feel like now, the person that I am, I'm all like, nah, if I gotta stay up the whole night recording videos, which I've done. I did that not too long ago. I stayed up till 5 a.m. recording videos. Then once I seen that the sun was rising, I was just like, okay, I guess it's time to go to sleep now. Went to sleep, couple hours and stuff, and then woke up, and then just went right back to it and things. So that's what you have to do. And even I was working on videos like early this morning and stuff. You know, you have to have that. You have to have that. If you don't have support, you just gotta, be there for yourself and things. So anyways, what else can I overall talk about with YouTube? Put your hands into everything. That's what I have to say. It's like, put your hands into everything. So like, support ain't even really an option. Like, you got all these different ideas and all these things that you want to get accomplished, whether and that's why I'm all like, support shouldn't even matter at that point, where it's like you got like a bunch of different things in front of you and stuff. So but anyways, I will talk to you guys later because I plan on getting some videos out the way. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And if you are purchasing any gear from Vecilo, make sure you guys use my coupon code TMossBoss. It will knock 10% off your first or next purchase. And also there's a referral link that you can click on. It is on the latest videos of my main channel, TMossBoss, and my gaming channel, TMossBoss Gaming. And yeah, I also have an ad up, so you guys can go check that out. So anyways, and that being said, talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.